Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I'm up today with another 12 by 12 layout, and it is another Christmas layout. We are doing quite a few Christmas layouts in July, mainly because my sister and I both wanted to finish up or try and finish up our 2019 albums. So this is a photo from 2019. It is the first photo that Link had with Santa. It was just a free Santa that we found in the city when Jess and her boys and Link and I went in to have a little adventure in the city. It was early-ish in December, I think. I don't remember the exact date. Obviously, I do know the exact date, but at the time of filming this voiceover, I can't think of when it was, but it was early to sort of mid-December. And this Santa was at Federation Square, and they were just doing a free kind of take your own photo with Santa with your phone, and they had people there helping to take the photos, but it was great. So didn't have to pay, it was fabulous, you just took photos on your phone. And so Jess and her boys had already been to Santa, and then I said, I want to take Link, so I took Link over because he hadn't met Santa yet. You can sort of see in the photo, although it is a bit hard to tell, he's not super impressed with Santa. He isn't crying or anything, but he was a bit like, why am I sitting on this stranger's knee? So yeah, it was a cute photo. So I knew that I needed to scrap it because obviously, I was always going to scrap Link's first photo with Santa. And I am using an old Rosie Studio Christmas collection. Literally the paper that you see to the side there, which is scraps, is all I have left. I have quite a lot of ephemera left, but it's very random. I actually bought 2 packs of ephemera for this collection, and it was before I realized that Rosie Studio ephemera packs come with 2 pieces already of each piece, if that makes sense. 2 each of each design. Whew, that's a mouthful. And I didn't realize, and so I have 4 each of each different element, and I can't possibly use that many. And so I think I'm going to do a little bit of a cull with the pieces that I'm not going to be using. Once I have finished scrapping my 2019 photos, I am going to get rid of whatever I've got left of this collection. I've done well. It's treated me well. But yes, I think it's time to let it go. Now, off camera, obviously I backed my cut file, which is a cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, this super cute sleigh with reindeer. I thought was just perfect for these photos. And then I also had a couple of, so I gutted the inside of my 12 by 12 papers and I created borders because I was in a real border mood for the last half of 2019. And so I actually created a double border, but I did it off camera. Rosie Studio paper is really thin and it was a bit fiddly. So I did do that off camera, and sorry, I didn't give you a close up. You'll be able to see it in the photos, but I basically just did a double border with 2 different pieces of pattern paper. So one is a darker piece and then the stripe, which you can see. And I was really happy with how that looks actually, and I think I'll have to do that again. So I am layering up my photos, as I said, using scraps, and I'm just grabbing whatever scraps I've got and just creating some layers of colour behind my photos. I did forget to back my photos first in white cardstock, which I would have ordinarily done, but I forgot, so we'll just let it go. And so yeah, it probably would have made the photos pop a little bit more, but that's okay. I'm really happy with how it all came together. So as I said earlier, we are releasing quite a few Christmas layouts in July, doing a bit of a Christmas in July thing. Not all of our videos will be Christmas themed in July because we'll still have other commitments and things, but it was just a way for us to finish, hopefully finish scrapping our 2019 albums, and most of the ones that we have left are Christmas. So just trying to get December finished and wrapped up. Now you may have already seen flip throughs of my albums because I am filming this, believe it or not, in January, even though it is not going to be going up on our channel until July. So we don't usually film 6 months in advance, but because we thought we would do a bit of a Christmas in July thing, I had a few layouts that I wanted to film in January because I had a bit of time up my sleeve before going back to work 4 days a week. So I just filmed the Christmas ones while I had the photos printed and ready to go. So I don't know at this point how many Christmas layouts we will have for you in July, but I'm hoping a fair few. You may have already seen flip throughs of my albums, as I was saying, because I do actually hope to have finished my 2019 albums before July. So if I have finished. I will try to remember to link the flip throughs down below. I've definitely done 2 of my 4 albums so far as of January. I know I've done 2, and I actually have finished my 3rd album, but for the last quarter, the last 3 months of 2019, I haven't actually finished yet as of January, which is not too bad really. So I'm hoping to have finished those this month or next. So I'm creating a little cluster in the bottom right, and that is going to be where my title is going to sit. So I'm just using a snow globe piece of ephemera, as well as the wreath, which I kind of cover up the words in the wreath, which say warm and cozy, but the wreath was just the perfect size to fit behind the snow globe. And then I layer in a couple of little elements. I have a candy cane and then a cup of, I guess you'd say, hot cocoa, not that we call it that in Australia, hot chocolate or Milo, you know, that's a brand, but it's delicious. And so normally we would say Milo, even if we're not drinking Milo, otherwise we would say hot chocolate. And the title I've gone with, I'm using Thickers, what are they called? They're right here. They are the, are they right here? Okay, I've temporarily misplaced my Thickers, so I can't tell you what they're called. But they are a Christmas pack that came out, I think, in 2018. They're like a wood grain finish, and they're chipboard. And I used one that says Believe, and then there was one that was Santa Baby. I don't love the sentiment Santa Baby, so I've used Believe and Santa, and then I'm using the small white Thickers to say We Believe in Santa, because I thought that was cute. And then I'm just looking at creating a little cluster up at sort of the back of the sleigh near the family photo. And I fussy cut a whole heap of presents from one of the scraps of pattern paper that I had left. And my idea was that I would kind of have those in the back of the sleigh. And so that's what I'm doing now. I am stacking up those presents. I was going to layer them and then come back and stick them, but I thought that's silly because I know they want to go there anyway. So I'm just sticking them down kind of straight away without thinking. So some I stick up on foam and some I stick flat, and I'm just creating kind of a mound of presents on the back of the sleigh because I thought that was cute. You know, what else do you put in a sleigh? Nothing. Presents. That's what Santa carries in his sleigh. So I needed to kind of, you know, mimic that in this layout. So that's what I'm doing. And then I come in, I think I'm doing it now. Yeah, I add just a couple of presents into the front of the sleigh, which does cover some of the photo, but it's only people's feet that I'm covering. And I think that's okay. So yes, I'm putting that in, those presents in the front, just a few. I think I add 3 into the front. And then I think about adding some in the bottom, the cluster in the bottom right, but I decided not to do that. And then I have a few presents left, and I'm like, what am I going to do with these? I'm not keeping them. I need to put them on the layout somewhere. And so I actually think about kind of doing a whole sort of falling off the sleigh type concept, and I go with that. So I'm adding in some presents to kind of feel a little bit like they are falling off the back of the sleigh as the sleigh is, or the sled, say sled or sleigh, anyway, as it is flying through the sky to deliver all the presents to all the children. I'm kind of gone with a presents falling off vibe. And so I'm just sticking those down now and seeing how I want them to sort of artfully fall. And I'm kind of happy with how that looks. It's a bit sort of funny. Yeah. And then I decide this is far too white, this layout. I should have done some mixed media behind it, but by this point, obviously, it's far too late. But I was like, it's too white. I'm not really happy with how white it is, but I didn't want to do splatters because I sort of only have pinks and blues. I have gold and silver, but I don't really have sort of any greens or reds or anything like that to sort of fit with the Christmassy theme. So I didn't want to do splatter. And then I remembered I have Nuvo drops. Now I only have 4 Nuvo drops, so I don't have a lot of Nuvo drops. But I do have 4, and I pulled 3 of them out. 3 of the 4, that's a fair effort for this layout. And what did I get? I got a crystal drop called Woodland Green, and then a crystal drop called Autumn Red, and then a crystal drop called Calming Aqua. So they're the colours, and they definitely fit with the colours of the papers. So my sister got me the red and blue one a few years ago in our advent calendar, and then I purchased myself the red and green one she got for me in an advent calendar a few years ago. And then the blue one I purchased for myself just last year, late last year actually. And then I have a white one as well, which is actually a stone drop that I don't really like, the stone drops. I think I need to play with it a bit more. I've only used it once and I had a massive accident. Went everywhere. But I don't like them because they're a bit, well, I guess as the name suggests, stone-like. They're matte. They're a bit textured. And yeah, I wasn't a big fan. So I don't know that I'd get any more of the stone ones. But the crystal ones were nice. They dry a little bit glossy. I could use them okay. As you can see here, I can create okay dots. So I started scattering these dots around. And then when I put these blue ones out, they were the last ones I was doing. I realised that it looked a bit weird because I'd put a few too many. I should have put less. I didn't. I put too many. And then you can't take away in Nuvo drops. So I just went with it. And then I'm like, right, let's pretend that our whole piece of white cardstock is now being turned into a piece of pattern paper. So I put Nuvo drops everywhere. Everywhere. I don't regret it. I put them everywhere. So I've turned my pattern paper into a polka dot paper with kind of uneven polka dots. And yeah, I'm happy with how it looks. The only thing I don't love about Nuvo drops is how long they take to dry. So I will leave this out for at least 24 hours before I put it into my album. Just because, yeah, I just want it to make sure it's completely dry before it goes in. Because if you put it in too early, they smudge, but then also you flatten the domes. So yeah, I'll give it a good amount of time to dry. And so because I went to town with the Nuvo drops, I had to come in with the other two colours and just finish it off. So you can see there, done. Turn into my own pattern paper. So a bit of a random Christmas layout, but I'm super happy with how it turned out. I hope you guys like it. I'll show you a close-up photo now. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you love how it turned out, and we will see you in the next video. I hope you're enjoying our Christmas in July. All right, guys, we will see you then. Bye.